Alright guys, so Deepsafe AI just released their tokenomics, and this was done just recently. A lot of you guys right now are a bit confused as to what was actually dropped. Yeah, so in this video we're going to go ahead right now and break it down step by step, explain every single thing, the airdrop allocations and all, so that you guys can follow suit right now. All I want you guys to do is to give this video a thumbs up just before we start, and let's begin.
Alright guys, so back to the video. Every single thing started up right now when this tokenomics list was actually dropped on the Deepsafe discussion group, right? If you go ahead and look it up right here, when this was actually dropped, people were confused, and in this video I've decided to just come up here to break it down step by step right now. Now this is currently the Deepsafe token economics, also known as the tokenomics, right? It shows you a chart of how they plan to actually distribute their total supply of 1 billion tokens right now. As you guys can see, they have a total supply of dev tokens, which is what we are farming right now. They have up to 1 billion, and they'll be dividing it across multiple channels right now, and that is what I'll be explaining right now in this video. So first things first, let's go ahead and look it up closely. You are going to see the categories, the tokens, and the details, right? So first things first, the first one right now on the list is the mining. If you also go ahead and look up the chart right here, you are going to see mining directly here. 50% is allocated to miners of this project right now, as you guys can see. So 50% right now of 1 billion is currently 500 million right now, right? So who are currently these miners? These miners right now are the people who mine the token. So you can think of them as players who earn coin by playing the game daily right now, right? So if you look it up right here, it shows here that this would be locked on day one and vested gradually over a period of 40 years. Now when people actually saw this was where the problem actually started. People were really confused. That doesn't mean that this token would be locked for years right now before I receive it. Now let me explain closely right now. So first things first, these coins would not be given all at once to the miners, right? Those who actually mined right here, these 500 million tokens will not be given all at once. Instead, they will be unlocked little by little for a little over 40 years right now. That's a period of 40 years. So it doesn't mean you won't actually get any reward whatsoever, only that these rewards will be given out directly to those who have actually mined the token right now. They'll be spreading it out probably every week or even every month right now, but it's going to take up to 40 years. Now the reason why they've actually done this right now is so that miners would always have rewards even in the future right now, right? So don't worry, it doesn't mean that you won't earn at all. It just means that the rewards will last for decades right now. So it means that this project, they plan to actually be on the space for a very, very long time, right? So let's move on directly to the next one. The next one right now are the investors. If you go ahead and also look it up here, you'll notice right here, guys, that the investors will be taking 15% of the total supply of 1 billion. So 15% of the total supply is currently 150 million right now. So who are these investors right now, right? They are the early buyers, those who actually put their money into the project right now to help it to grow. So you can think of them like people who buy in-game currencies before the game even became famous and all. So these are currently early guys, people who actually jumped in as early as possible and dropped in some form of money and all, right? So you can see here that what they start to get is 5% unlocked at TGE. That's the token generation event, right? TGE right now, the token generation event, 5% of this token would be unlocked to them. And then if you also read it up, it shows here 3 months cliff followed by monthly unlocks for 21 months. What this simply means right here is that these people would not get everything at once. Also, they get a small part immediately, right, which is currently about 5% immediately the TGE happens, and then the rest will be unlocked over a period of 21 months right now. That's almost 2 years right now, guys. So also, this whole idea is just to make people to stay up on the platform, to keep on, engaging with the project right here, guys. They don't just want to pack all the money and give you guys right now, because they know that once they do that, each and every one of us might just leave the project and drop it. So they vested this amount right now for up to 40 years right here, meaning that each individual will be collecting payments little by little. Moving on directly to the third one right now, the team. If you also look at the charts right here, the team will be getting 12% of the total supply right here, guys. That is 12% of 1 billion dev tokens, which is currently about 120 million right here. So who are these team members, right? These team members are currently those who actually develop the games, that is the developers and the creators who built the project right now. So without them, you guys already know that this game would not even exist at all, right? So 120 million tokens would be allocated to them. But check this out also, they are not also collecting everything at once. So you can see, even those who actually created the game, they created the airdrop and all, they can't actually collect everything at once. 5% to be unlocked for them at TGE. Also the same 3-month cliff, followed by a monthly unlock for about 33 months right now. That's almost 3 years. So those developers, I feel like they love this project a lot, so they don't even want to collect so much cash, right? They don't want to collect so much of these tokens, and that's why they've actually allocated about 120 million for 3 years, right? 3 years. So what this also does right now for them is that it keeps them working hard right now. Basically, there's also the foundation, right? If you go ahead and look at the chart, it shows here that the foundation would be getting 10% of the total supply right here, which is 1 billion coins. So 10% right now of 1 billion is 100 million tokens. Now these foundations right here, guys, you can think of them as moderators and admins, right, who keep the project running. So they make sure that everything stays fair and grows over time. That's what they actually do right now. They're getting 10%. Now if you look it up, it shows here that this tokens is currently for ecological development and community building right now. They don't keep the tokens for themselves, basically. So these tokens that will be allocated to them is going back to the community. It's going back to helping improve the project, helping users, and even building new things for this project. So obviously it's not just going to be an airdrop alone. There are other things that will be coming up in the future, and so they've allocated this 100 million for foundations right here, guys, to build up more projects within this economy right here. Now there's also this one that's called the early nodes, right? If you scroll directly to the right, the early nodes will be taking 10% right now of this token. That is 10% of 1 billion TDEV. That is the dev tokens right now. 10% is also 100 million. And what is it going to be used for? Incentives for early nodes. Who are these early nodes right now? I'm sure you must be asking. So these early nodes are currently like the OGs, like the first people who joined this project when no one even knew about it, when no one else knew about it, right? They took a risk by joining this project early. They believed this project early, and so they are getting a reward, right? It's currently like an incentive, a gift to them right now, telling them, yes, we appreciate you for even believing this project right now. And so that is why it's always important that you jump in on project as early as possible. Now finally, the airdrop, guys. The airdrop, you can see that 30 million would be allocated. That's about 3% of the total supply would be allocated to airdroppers right now, people who actually farmed this project right here, guys. Basically, now you can see it here that if you read it up, it shows here, guys, that utilized as a reward mechanism for early adopters right now. So you guys already know that airdroppers are the lucky users who get free tokens for joining early. It's also to reward our early participation in this, and this payment is done instantly, right? A lot of us right now, we're actually afraid that 40 years is a long time, but this is what you should be majorly focused on: the airdrop itself. They are paying us instantly, and they are allocating 30 million of this very token to each and every one of us who actually farmed this token right now, guys. So when we get this token, we can choose to trade it or even save it up for later right now, guys. So this is just all about the tokenomics right now. We don't need to be confused as to anything. Don't worry about the 40 years period. It is still for our own good. Those who actually are mining this token right here, it will even help keep this game and this project alive. We are majorly focused on airdrop, and this airdrop would be paid instantly to us. So don't worry about every single thing. Everything is actually working out step by step. This is the video I have. Just really wanted to share with you guys this update. I'm going to see you guys in the next one.